Welcome back to Wave of Dalker. The Penguin season finale. Just watched it. I have like goosebumps. So fucking good. They nailed it. 8 episodes. They nailed every single fucking one. The perfect bridge between the Batman and the Batman Part 2. Yeah, I mean, let's just go through the bullet points here. Oz choked out Victor. The fucking bat signal at the end. Sophia Falcone's back in prison. Selena Kyle sent a letter to her half-sister, the whole, obviously the Falcones, them being related. Huge storyline. That's going to be awesome in part 2. Yeah, I mean, nothing really happened that I wasn't expecting. I'm not going to lie. Like, I think I went into this with a lot of different pipe dreams. Obviously I wanted Harvey Dent to show up. That didn't happen, but whatever. But it's still, like, this is exactly what we needed to kind of, like I said, bridge the gap between the Batman and the Batman Part 2. Like, it's letting us know what's going on in the underground. This is the Batman epic crime saga. That's what Matt Reeves is calling his trilogy or his series, or, the world that he's building. And this is bridging the gap. Like what's going on with Maroni. He had the massive drug bust, quote unquote, not really, as they revealed in part 1 when the Riddler was like, yeah, the drops are still going on. Like, this is still happening. What's going on with Maroni? What's going on after Falcone's death? What's going on with the Penguins still being out about? And also, it's just a random thought, but I got this in the mail today. The Batman soundtrack by Michael Giacchino. Super cool. Look at this. Oh, so cool. But it just bridged the gap perfectly. Like, it just lets us know everything that we need to know going into the Batman. And obviously, the Batman's my favorite fictional character ever. I have this fucking tattoo on my arm. My favorite movie ever. He didn't show up, but getting the bat signal is enough to know that there's always a bigger fish. Like, with Cynthia, like, dancing with Oz. Weird Oedipus kind of thing going on with her dressed up as his mom. And obviously it sucks that his mom's in a coma. And I thought they did a really good job with, like, never really, I mean, I think it's clear that Oz is the one that killed his brothers, but, kind of not really getting that sure confirmation. Like, he was so adamant about the fact that he didn't kill him, and that he was gonna, like, let Sophia cut off Francis's thumb or finger, and he wasn't budging at all. I thought that was so intense. Like, that's showing his resolve that he wants to make this climb to the top. And yeah, it honestly made me think, it's like, did he kill her or not? Like, or did he kill them or not? Like, who knows? But yeah, I mean, I'm so bummed about Victor. I thought he was gonna go out in such a different way. Like, I thought Sophia was gonna kill him. I thought Francis was gonna kill him. I thought one of the triad was gonna kill him. Anybody but Oz. But man, like, having Oz just choke him out, throw his ID into the harbor, like, that's just so brutal. So fucking brutal. Such a bummer. But yeah, I mean, not much else to say except that I'm fucking so excited for the Batman Part 2. And I still have hope. Harvey Dent is such an integral part of Bruce Wayne, of the Batman, of Gotham as a whole. I have pretty good confidence that he's going to show up in part 2, or at least part 3. Part 3 is looking to be a Joker story, which is exciting. And there are apparently plans to have a Joker series between the Batman Part 2 and the Batman Part 3, which I'm curious to see how that would work. Because the big thing with the Joker is that, him and Batman are two sides of the same coin. Like, they made each other. Like, they are, you complete... Kill you? I don't want to kill you. You complete me. Like, that's like a whole thing. Like, they need one another. So I'm curious to see how that would work if they make a series. But yeah, my personal, because in the Batman Part 1, we got Catwoman, Riddler, Penguin, 3 of Batman's rogue gallery. I hope that we get another 3 in the next one. So my hope is you establish Harvey Dent as an important character in Bruce's life, in Batman's life, in Gotham's life, as the DA, as Gotham's White Knight, similar to how, Aaron Eckhart's Harvey Dent was in The Dark Knight, where he's everything that Batman can't be. He's a light in the dark Gotham. Like, I want that to be an important character. But I honestly want a whole movie where it's just Harvey Dent. Like, you're building up that relationship with Bruce, you're building up that relationship with Gordon and Batman. And then the third one, you have him become Two-Face. But then again, I feel like that would make it too similar to The Dark Knight, but whatever. And then I'd like you to establish Jonathan Crane as Scarecrow. They probably won't do this either because that would just also make it, you know, like the Dark Knight trilogy. But I mean, it's also, these are Batman villains. But I don't know, I think Jonathan Crane is a great character. I think it would work really well in the Reeves verse, the more grounded feel. And then I feel like Victor Fries as the main villain would be super cool. We're shifting into autumn or fall. I think it could work. Or winter. I think it could work. There's also talk of Basil Carlo, Clayface. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Cynthia, Oz's girlfriend, I think that's her name. Her last name is Carlo. So that leads me to believe that she's related to Basil Carlo or some other Carlo type character like Clayface. Or maybe it's just an homage. She's in the sex worker industry. She has a lot of wigs. Maybe it's just kind of like an homage. Like similar to Selena, how she has all those wigs and everything. Like she's putting on a lot of these fronts. And it's like, oh, she's like a Clayface. She's doing that. So maybe that's the sort of thing with that. But I'd love to see Clayface. In part 2, Hugo Strange, I think would be great. Man-Bat would be great. Matt Reeves has experience working with motion capture with the Planet of the Apes movies. I think that would look really good. It's just a sort of thorn in Batman's side, like man versus monster sort of thing. I think that'd be awesome with Reeves's. When Greg Fisher's cinematography, I think would just look beautiful and just like play into the gothic feel of it a lot more. The vampiric sort of thing. I think that'd be super cool. Honestly, whatever. Hush. I'm looking at my Hush comic right here. I think Hush would be great. I mean, you got Edward Elliot, the reporter, in part 1, the one that was killed after he revealed the truth of Martha Wayne's backstory as an Arkham and her time in Arkham Asylum. I think that would work really well. You know, Thomas Elliot, childhood friend of Bruce's, son of Edward Elliot. He's taking revenge against him because he had him killed, and then Riddler revealed that. That could be a whole thing. There's so many routes you could take. I trust whatever Matt Reeves does. It's exciting because now that the show is over, production is going to be ramping up over the next 5 or 6 months. We could get casting announcements soon. We could get a storyline development soon. We could just get any sort of news. So I'm very excited. The show is fantastic. Watch it if you haven't. I'm still just thinking about that frame when it pans out from Oz's penthouse and you see the fucking bat signal light up. I needed that. Like, oh my god. So fucking good. The Penguin, 10 out of 10. Watch it. Watch The Batman. I'm going to watch it again soon. It's the best movie ever. This is everything I wanted and more. Let's fucking go. I'm so excited. I can talk about this all day, but I need to stop the video. Peace out. The Penguin. No notes. 10 out of 10. So excited for part 2. Yes. Yes. Peace out.